A decades-old chapel on Augustana University's campus is set to get some upgrades.
The Chapel of Reconciliation opened in the early 1980s, and now the university is raising $3.5 million for a renovation project.
And as Kelly Volk explains in tonight's Eye on Kettleland, the updated chapel will be home to a special piece of Augustana's history.
Years ago, Augustana University alumnus and art professor Robert Aldern created this reredos depicting the life of Christ. A reredos is a backdrop for worship.
Often a piece of liturgical art that centers us and focuses our attention.
Aldern, known for his liturgical installations and landscape oil paintings, created this 14-panel art compilation for the 1961 Luther League Convention, a gathering of youth in Miami. Bob's wife Joey says her late husband was excited he landed the commission.
He just seemed to have this innate feeling for liturgical art. And an example would be if someone didn't think that a Christ figure looked like Christ. Bob would say, well, the outside is not what matters. It's the inside of a person.
Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. spoke in front of the artwork as one of the keynote speakers at the convention.
Now, this was really something for the time because first of all, to have a black Baptist preacher at a Lutheran youth convention was quite a thing. And he was just beginning really his civil rights work. And that was, for its time, also quite a thing.
The reredos was donated back to Augustana in honor of Paul Rogness, an Augie grad and Rhodes Scholar who died at 24 in a vehicle pedestrian crash.
He was a recent alum who was a young man of faith, very talented, an emerging leader in the church and in the world.
The Rogness Memorial was displayed in a gym used for chapel services until the Chapel of Reconciliation was built. Aldern created a new reredos for the chapel. The older reredos went into storage and was brought out occasionally for university events.
But over time, the pieces became increasingly fragile, and we didn't want to damage them. And so in recent years, they've spent more time in storage.
But that will change. Once the renovations are complete in the chapel, the restored panels will hang in the expanded narthex.
And that's very meaningful to us, in part because it seemed to be so meaningful to other people.
We're excited about the possibilities of bringing that art out and telling the story, really the stories that go along with this piece. The story of Bob Aldern as a gifted liturgical artist, the story of Martin Luther King Jr. speaking about racial justice and faith at the Luther League Convention, and the story of Paul Rogness, who really was a great leader during his time at Augustana and died too young.
Telling those stories through this reredos will help connect the past, present, and future of Augustana University. With Eye on Kettleland, I'm Kelly Volk.
More than half of the $3.5 million has been raised for the chapel renovation. To see the plans and donate, use the link under the story on kettleland.com.